And you can cut yourself. If you grab them and run your hand, you can actually get like a paper cut because of a scouring rush. Has silica. And the pioneers used them to scrub pots and pans, like a Brillo pad. Nice. Even here, it was another useful fern to the Ojibwe or Anishinaabe people here. It's the stems. I'll take one frond here just to show you. These black stems are really tough, and they were woven into baskets.
Sure.
And there's some beautiful, beautiful baskets that are made still by the tribes in the Pacific Northwest. If you Google, you really need to you can see it kind of like red, and they would paint their faces before going into battle. So the tree is adapted to elephant browsing by sending up multiple stems. So if they knock one down, there's still enough backup.
This is basswood. You see the Mastodon like these.
Yep. Berry. You see the berries all over. It's edible. If anybody wants to try it, it's really bland and there's seeds inside.
Yeah.
Partridge berry.
Partridge berry.
It looks a lot like worm.
Perfect timing. These are tasty nibbles. They're pretty good.
Big hemlock.
They're actually pretty good. Now, don't let the name hemlock throw you. It's not the hemlock that Socrates drank and poisoned himself. They stripped all the old hemlocks, or a lot of the old hemlocks, out of Wisconsin for the tanning industry in Green Bay, Milwaukee. They would cut down these gigantic hemlocks out in the woods and then strip the bark off and leave the rest of the tree just to rot. It's delicious in the stuffing on Thanksgiving.
We're looking at wild ginger here.
Wild ginger. I wonder if it's blooming. The flowers are here, right here. Here's the flower. Oh, it's just about done. There's the flower. It's turning into seeds now. This is a Solomon's plume. I'll show you Solomon's seal. It looks kind of similar.
They have something called false.
That's this one.
Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah.
This is the false.
I heard that sounds like teacher.
Ovenbird.
Ovenbird.
That's it.
Oh, there it is.
So that's a jack in the pulpit.
Jack in the pulpit. Oh, beautiful.
See the pulpit in there?
And this is the northern jack in the pulpit with the purple stripes. If you go to southern Wisconsin, the southern jack in the pulpit is more white and yellow. It doesn't have the purple. And birds to eat it because they can see red really well.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah.
That's a fly honeysuckle. That's our native honeysuckle bush here.
Yeah, fly honey.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
What?
Caterpillar. Blending.
Oh, caterpillar. Oh, good cow.
More of those. That's the eastern tent caterpillar. They're the ones that defoliate the popple trees every so many years.
Oh.
Yeah, looks like a dogwood. We'll go to dogwood.
Solomon seed. It's good. Berries in the back here.
wonderful for making winter tea when you got wood stove.
Wintergreen.
These the new growth is called
Old CCC.
Yep. And they planted some of the tall spruces. Oh, let's see. Hard to see this time of year. But yeah, they planted some of the trees around here. So back in the 1930s, you know, Franklin Roosevelt had this Civilian Conservation Corps program, and they had a camp here for forestry. Banberry. And that's a poisonous plant.
Yeah. Well, just like, I mean, we get a lot coming up in fields on our place.
Banberry. Is that? Yeah, poisonous.
I have some growing on tombstones. That's why they should never clean tombstones, because they've lichens on there. Some of them, after 100 years, they're only like this big. You know, they grow very, very slowly, and they use these to age like ancient artifacts. Interrupted fern. Now, what's really, really cool about this fern is within the last 10 years, they found fossils of this fern from Antarctica from 200 million years ago, and it hasn't changed. So this fern was growing on Antarctica when it was part of the supercontinent Pangea.
As big as it gets.
Dwarf Horsetail. It's an evergreen, just like the scouring rush. It's a relative of the scouring rush, but it only gets this big, and it's always curly like this.
Oh yes, of course, like steel wool. Of course.
It has a silica on it.
Dwarf Horsetail.
Dwarf Horsetail.
Yeah, it's very rough.
Now if you flip it over, see the difference in the color?
Yes.
The hemlock and the balsams, they have the bluish white. The yew has this yellowish green underneath.
That's called what's that called?
Canadian yew.
Canadian yew.
Canadian yew.
This is what they look like in nature.
And this used to be one of the most common understory plants in northern Wisconsin before settlement.
And what happened? Deer wiped them out?
The logging era wiped them out, and then the high deer populations wiped them out after that.
Okay. Were you up on Morgan Falls? Is that what?
That's it.
Oh, Morgan Falls.
Bad time to climb on rocks today.
I think,
Yeah.
hopefully this isn't like that.
I don't think
And then here. Mountain maple. They used to be common. This is Mountain Maple by Morgan Falls.
And this is a rare lichen. This is Lobaria. Just a little bit of it. Often it forms big patches. It has disappeared by Hayward.
Liverwort.
This is a liverwort. Yeah.
Okay, and where's this other one you're talking about?
This is a lichen called Lobaria. And we used to have it in our woods. You can see they had a cover over it so it wouldn't get dirty. Well,
Yeah.
the cover is definitely gone. This is the old CCC Camp well.
Huh. Oh, there he is.
Now,
Wild
do you dry
sarsaparilla.
and grind the leaves as well as the root?
No, just the
No,
root.
just the root.
See if you can identify it.
Mike is stumped.
Yes.
Wow.
I am suspicious, but I'm not
He
sure.
thinks this may be maidenhair fern.
Not the western form.
Western form.
Yeah.
What's it? Bronze holly fern. This is a rare and endangered fern in Wisconsin. So they were just looking for a rock for a building in here.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I don't know much about this. I don't know anything about it. We're just going through munching.
Sweet
Love to eat
Cicely.
it. Sweet Cicely.
Is it spelled like the country, Sicily?
No.
No, isn't that amazing?
So we got stinging nettle.
And jewelweed, both
And
together.
this will cause stinging, and this is the cure.
That's the cure. You crush that and rub it on there, and it'll cure it.
Oh, look at that. That's yarrow. Ojibwe called it squirrel's tail. Good for toothache.
A couple of my friends and their family, when they harvest it, it's not just for, they can use it for, like, they usually like boil it
Yes.
and then drink it, and it's kind of like a little medicine that way as well. So
Oh wow,
Granny here.
look at this view.
In the fall and winter, you'll notice the zones of trees. There's a lot of balsam right along the river, and then the trees have zones. But this time of year, it's hard to tell.
So the conifers are down low.
So what this is a St. Peter's Dome is a granite batholith, they call it. It's a big glob of magma that came up underneath the Pinocchi Mountains and just stayed there and solidified into this big round glob. And as the mountains wore away, it was harder than the surrounding rock, and so you got a dome.
So all of this is very red. There's a lot of iron in it.
There's a lot of iron, yeah, a lot of quartz.
Oh, I bet it's beautiful here in the fall. St. Peter's Rock. Yeah.